When it comes to your monthly budget, we are trying to squeeze out every single penny so you can go ahead and repay that debt and also invest the money that you left over. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a way to save $545 a month by cutting very small things. Now, when it comes to budgeting and finance in general, it is about kind of moving levers and seeing and getting the most for your money, getting the value, and little things can eat into that value very, very big chunks at a time. It doesn't seem like it, but when you add up the days, into the weeks, into the months, even into the years, it does take a big chunk out of the budget. It's very easy to overlook expenses where you're spending $3 to $5 here, $7 to $10 here. You get lunch, it's 12, 15 bucks. When you think of the entire month, it is going to eat in your budget. So we're going to look at averages. And I love doing this because math is something that for a lot of us, we have a hate relationship. Some of us absolutely love it and feel like it really drives a lot of stats. So this article does use the averages, with the first one being daily coffee. Roughly, Americans are spending $80 per month on daily coffee. Now, of course, you can go ahead and you can kind of extrapolate that. If you're going to Starbucks and your Starbucks is $7, you're talking, 12 visits, and then you're already over that $80 limit. And that is in the course of a 30-day month, which again, that is what they use on averages. Even if you're looking to go ahead and use that money at home, or buy and make coffee yourself, it is going to save you a ton of money, because if you can cut that $80 monthly savings, let's say even to $40, if you cut down your coffee consumption by 50% or look for an alternative, you're going to be saving $80 with just cutting out the expense right there. That also includes bottled water. So majority of people have started getting those very cool looking mugs, which I know come with a big price tag when you look at, like the Stanley mugs and everything of that nature. But if you are drinking bottled water, it is estimated $60 a month you are spending on bottled water. So roughly $2 a day on bottled water, $60 a month. Not only is it horrible for the environment to consume that much plastic and have that much plastic, even if you're recycling it, guys, that is a lot of water bottles, but also there's a cost. If you're going to Sam's Club, Costco, if you're buying your water at Kroger, there is a cost associated per bottle. And we have seen that cost increase as we've seen the consumer price index actually increase over the last couple of years. This is a big one for me, subscription services. You have to monitor this and you have to look through and really break down exactly what you have, what you're paying for, and also keeping in mind what you're using. Majority of people have a lot of subscription services, including gym memberships, that they never use. This is roughly a monthly savings of $50. But when you look at subscriptions, if you have 5 subscriptions, $10 each, right there is your $50. Now, we know for a majority of us, if you have Amazon, that could be 20 bucks for the Prime. If you're running Netflix, that's about $14. If you have HBO Max, if you have Disney Plus, if you have Hulu, if you have Peacock, there are so many streaming services out there. And again, each one of them is taking $7 here, $12 there, $18 there. It is really eating away at your paycheck. And a lot of companies have realized this. When you look at everything, when it comes to the monthly budget and when it comes to the monthly plan, they are taking just a couple dollars out, because you have to think, if you're taking, $7 for a monthly service, you have 3 million people that use it. That's a lot of money for the service that you're providing, even with a lot of people not using that service. So right there is another $50. Eating out, this is another big one. When you eat out, the cost for a family of 4 is roughly just north of $50, which is kind of crazy for one meal. We are talking one meal only, guys. So if you're spending $25 twice a week on meals, that's around $200 a month. Even if you cut it in half, you could save $100 right off the top right there. But like I had said, is if your monthly spending or your eating out is $200-300, cutting down on that and meal prepping at home can make a big difference on the budget, saving another $100 just out of that monthly budget. Now, impulse purchases is the next one we look at. And this, of course, I've done videos on this, and it is kind of crazy. $2,500 to $3,000 per year that people are spending on impulse purchases. So what do we mean by those impulse purchases? This is things like snacks, trinkets, toys, games, most of the things that you find out at checkout, or you see, they have coolers of bottles of water, they have chips, they have snacks, they have jerky, they have gift cards. They have a ton of stuff strategically placed marketing wise when you're going to checkout, so you can just pick it up. Again, a couple dollars here, a couple dollars there. If you cut that out in its entirety, which I have done, When I go to the grocery list, when I go to the grocery store, I go with a list. I only get the items on the list. I do not vary it. I do not supplement. I do not buy anything that is not on my list. And that is by design to really go ahead and save that money. And we talked a little bit with the New Year's resolution, but gym memberships are probably one of the biggest things. They put unused gym memberships at $80 a month, which again, using the average, if you're going to Planet Fitness, it could be $20, $25. But if you're going to an LA Fitness, a Gold's Gym, a World Gym, a lot of them have a much heftier price tag for a majority of people that do not use it or do not use it on a regular basis. If you're going once or twice a month, you're talking $40 per visit. Most of the people, when you really think about what you're using and how you're using it, do not find the value, especially when you can have a lot of alternatives. YouTube videos, there's a lot of free programs, even a lot of free programs locally here that will help you with exercise programs that are no cost to you. They're actually included with your taxes. Now, this is something, the next one, it really irks me, which is the high interest credit cards. On average, people are paying $200 to $300 in interest per month on credit cards. It is insane when you think of how high the credit card balances have actually gotten. But being able to cut out a couple things during the month, put some extra money on that credit card, not only getting the balances down, improving your credit score, but also paying less in interest because, of course, interest is calculated on the outstanding balance. So it is on the balance that you still do carry. The more you can free up, the more you're going to save. The more you pay that card down, less interest, less payment, the more you're going to save, which is kind of crazy. Then we look at bank fees. Bank fees are estimated $15 a month. This can be maintenance fees, overdraft fees, usage fees, ATM fees. There are a lot of fees, and there are also a lot of credit unions that don't have the fee structure that banks do. Banks are very, very reliant when it comes to the fee structure. Even when I worked at a bank, 15% of income generation was based on fees. Switching over and now working on the credit union, it is less than 1%. That is right. It is a very, very small margin there when it comes to fee income, which is kind of crazy to think. But yes, it is cheaper to be at a credit union. Not only are loans cheaper, but you're also more likely to get approved, and it's going to be at a cheaper rate. And also they offer higher rates on savings accounts, CDs, things of that nature. So definitely check out your local credit unions. Then we get into energy costs, energy bills, turning off electronics. There are so many things in your house that run 24/7. Even if it is off, it is still drawing power. It is charging up the battery. There are a lot of things that are plugged in electrical outlets. And literally, if you take a quick look around your house or walk through your rooms, see what you have plugged in, see what is draining and costing energy, even though you might not be using it or you might not have used it for a considerable amount of time. Turning off lights makes a big difference. Turning down the thermostat makes a big difference. Water heater a little bit. And again, it's about moving the levers within the budget, really tweaking a couple things to make it a little bit more affordable. So if you follow the plan, that totals up to $545. That's your saving per month. And again, just a little bit of tweaks for a majority of things that you're not even going to miss or not even going to notice at all. But again, a little bit of adjustment. So even if you get to the point of, let's say, saving $200 to $300 a month, that goes into an emergency fund. That goes to debt repayment. That goes to paying off things. That can go to investing. Your investing portfolio can be supercharged by adding an extra couple $100 every single month that you were just spending in little frivolous things that a lot of people really don't know or don't really care about. So be very cautious. When it comes to frugal, when it comes to minimalism, really making sure that you're cutting and sticking to those basics and realizing what is most important to you in life. All right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.